Colt Cabana almost died during his AEW Dynamite match recently. We'll talk about that. Plus, Sasha Banks' in-ring return could be soon. And multiple WWE Hall of Famers are attending NXT tomorrow. It's all in the wrestling news right now. So this is, to quote Colt Cabana, a fun story.
It's a great time.
What a time, eh?
Who hasn't been there wearing compression socks, cutting off the blood circulation to the lower half of your body, and almost dying on his national broadcast television?
I'll give you the words from the mouth of Colt Cabana, who talked about his match with Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor Championship. So it happened because of an issue with his ring attire. He needed to buy new socks to wear under his boots. He ended up leaving it very lastminute.com to do so, and he ended up buying compression socks from Target. Now they're designed to apply pressure to your lower legs, help maintain blood flow.
Wear them on aeroplanes, don't you?
Yeah,
you sit still for a long time.
Yeah, flight socks, essentially. Cabana continues in his podcast talking about this, saying, I wrestled against Chris Jericho. Of course, that match, there were many emotions, a lot of tension going into it. My anxiety was high, tensions were high, the building was hot. So as I got to wrestle Jericho, put on my compression socks and my knee pads and my boots. What I don't realise is that I've essentially just made a tourniquet for the bottom half of my body. My blood flow is absolutely perfect, so essentially what I did was restrict everything. I remember vividly thinking, man, I can't feel my legs. I guess it's just the nerves. But it was nerves, and it was the anxiety, but it was also the compression socks. And by the time I did the moonsault to the outside and had to run myself into the ring to give Chris Jericho a flying arsehole, I did that. Can I say that?
Yeah, of course you can.
I'm never too sure. Ah, there we go. Thank you.
The flying asshole.
I had absolutely nothing left in my body, and I just attributed that to the night of wrestling. But no, it was because I literally cut off the supply of blood to my own legs, causing high blood pressure and low oxygen. I knew I was on live TV. I knew I was in front of a giant crowd. I knew it was a big moment for me, so I figured out a way to do it to Jericho, knowing the match would come to an end very quickly. Cabana then went on to say that immediately he visited the trainer's room, and they were horrified that he'd worn compression socks to the ring, and they lay him down for like 2 or 3 hours and gave him electrolytes and iced his body in order to get the blood flowing again. So it was quite a dangerous moment to do. There's a little cautionary tale for wannabe wrestling people.
Or anybody.
They wear flight socks.
Yeah.
Unless you're flying.
It's a mistake he's not going to make again, isn't it?
I must admit, I double-checked my socks this morning when I put them. I thought they're quite long.
Mine's got sausage rolls on, Tommy. Ready?
Yeah, go on.
Oh!
Look at them.
Delightful.
They are beauties. What a beauty.
What a maneuver.
Are they compression socks?
No, they're salt.
they
I've tried to make a sausage roll and sock pun, but it's failed, Tom. It's failed. Monday morning.
Make your own puns. They're cholesterol socks is what they are. Make your own puns down below. So all the best to Colt Cabana. There's something we'll never do again.
Yeah.
Bless his face. Let's talk about Sasha Banks, who's been all over the world lately, and she's given the strongest hint that she's due to make an in-ring return very soon, isn't she?
She was on that TikTok machine posting the sauciest of videos, not because of the way you're thinking, you dirty bugger, but because she is teasing an in-ring return, but not just an in-ring return to the wrestling ring in one place, but she's teasing her in-ring return to the wrestling ring in multiple places, Tom. She's using hashtags like European Tour and Joshi Prorazu. They're two different parts of the world to do the wrestling in, but predominantly, Tom, there's somewhere else she wants to go, isn't there?
Yeah, so she was putting out there AEW, she put out there WWE, and then she chucked out there a whole bunch of other asterisks, including Bank on It and Statement Maker, which are names that she has copyrighted recently, along with Mercedes Moné. Now, the pictures that she uses on TikTok for these captions, they're all photos from her trip to Mexico.
That's the place there.
That's the place. It's Mexico. And there's photos of her once again with Juventud Guerrera. There's photos of her training with numerous training Mexican talents and Mexican legends, which kind of gives you the vibe that this is probably, if she's not coming back to WWE, this is her next step.
She's getting ready for her Jon Moxley run.
Her Jon Moxley run.
Going here, there, everywhere.
Ah.
The world is her blank canvas, and she's the artist with the brush.
Scripts.
Not like scripts. If she wears a mask like scripts, I'll eat this shacket.
So, I mean, I like the idea of Mercedes Moné doing stuff in Mexico.
Yeah.
I mean, whether or not this is all just a bit of bluster, because WWE and Sasha Banks, there's still some conversation there about what they're going to do, because she's not been on telly all year. But if it is the end of it does, all the pieces seem to be put in place for her to continue a wrestling life outside of WWE.
Yeah.
Even down to, as I mentioned there, like Mercedes Moné, the copywriting of a new name and possibly new finisher names and new catchphrases and stuff. So it does feels like she's away. I feel like this will be where she returns on the stage in Mexico.
Especially the hashtags European Tour and Joshi Pro Rezu, which is easy for me to say every single time I try. It is weird because you would assume that, obviously, as we spoke about in video 1, backstage morale in WWE has massively improved since the Triple H regime has started. So you would assume that maybe someone like Sasha Banks, who's had exposure on The Mandalorian and stuff like that, they would be more open to letting her do more things like that and letting maybe her go to Japan and do just a tour here and there. But it would appear not, maybe. I don't know. What do we read into this?
Everybody has their own reasons for doing stuff. I think a lot of people just go, oh, Triple H is in charge. Okay, I'll come back then. It might be a case that she's gone, all right, I've done the WWE thing. I'm ready to fend for myself a little bit and find my own place in the sun away from that machine. Go and hit Hollywood, which I believe that she will. I believe that she's got a glittering future outside of wrestling. I think she'll end up being bigger than wrestling. I think she'll end up being like a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson type.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think once
she has got that sickening, endless talent.
I know, right? And bear in mind that, like, you know, when The Rock went off to go and find his Hollywood horizon, it took a while for him to get there.
Oh, I remember the Tooth Fairy days.
Yeah. Do you remember coming on Raw and going, hey, it's DJ here? And we all went, oh, shut off! You weirdo! It took a while for him to find his place in the sun, but whoa, he is the sun now.
Yeah.
And I think once Mercedes gets the motors running, I think that she'll have a similar thing.
Absolutely.
It'll be brilliant.
What does this mean for Naomi, though? That's the other question.
Well, I see Naomi making a comeback as part of maybe the Bloodline. That'll be quite nice.
They would.
Yeah, I think the Naomi conversation's gone very quiet, but I can see her rejoining WWE. I think that there's a lot for her to still do there. I still feel like there's a lot of energy to capture there. Again, doing stuff with Roman and Jimmy and Jay and all of that. I think a female member of the Bloodline is long overdue. We can add some extra wrinkles to that plot there. Maybe post WrestleMania we have, you know, the Bloodline decimated by all the belts being lost, and then Naomi steps in to come in and play a bigger role in the system. Who knows?
Out with the glow, in with the team bad, circa 2015 sort of look. That fits in with the Bloodline.
I like that.
The Kavorka of the Bloodline.
The Kavorka of the Bloodline. We'll end on a little bit of news from NXT. Some Hall of Famers rocking up tomorrow.
Shawn Michaels is Johnny Saint now, apparently, because he needs help in speaking words, apparently. Because this is what it's been billed as. 4 Hall of Famers coming back to help Shawn Michaels talk some words to announce the participant in the Iron Survival Challenge matches at NXT Deadline. They are Alundra Blaze, Road Doggy Dog, and Molly Holly.
Nice. A nice little selection of people there.
It is a nice little selection of people. Road Dogg there, who is the best sports entertainer of all time.
He certainly is.
In his own mind. Molly Holly, lovely lady. Alundra Blaze, well respected in the business.
Yes. So they're going to be putting people together for the Iron Survival Challenge. Now, I don't know whether they're going to be announcing the participants or whether they're going to be scouting for the evening to see who deserves to go where. It'd be quite a nice little way of doing it.
It's a big match. 5 people to start. More people come in after every 5 minutes. Most falls wins, but don't you get yourself in that there penalty box because you're in there for 90 seconds and you can't wrestle.
That's it. It's a bit of a scramble match. It's a bit of a King of the Mountain match.
They're going to have qualifying matches, obviously, to determine who's going to be the first 2 in there. Because obviously, if you're the first 2 in there, you have more of an advantage, don't you?
Well, see, this is the thing.
More time to get falls, Tom.
Yeah, this is why it's cool, because like you say there, you've got more time to get pinfalls in there. And if you're coming in last, normally like in a Royal Rumble, the last place is, you know, in theory, the best place because you're fresh, but you've got less time to get falls. However, if you're coming in last, everyone's paggered. So you might have the chance to very quickly rack up a couple of pinfalls.
Yeah, imagine come Tuesday being the last man in there. Massacre.
Stack them all up, pin them all at once. That could be a thing. We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day. More words about wrestling at cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.